What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. My name is Nour Trades, and today I bring you another Sunday stock watch list. So, as you may be able to tell right off the bat, I'm in a new setup right now just because my Mac is getting fixed up. So, had to get a different area to record at. So, right now I'm recording on the PC for the first time, so if things are a little off, that's exactly why. But we'll be back on track next Sunday. So, a few things we can't do today is the schedule and the earnings, but I can name a few things that we're looking at. So first thing I'm going to need you to do is hit that like button, subscribe, comment down below what other videos you would like to see, what other stocks you're looking at that I should throw in for my analysis, or stocks that you think that I should invest in, or all the other good stuff that we usually talk about. But any other information, go to the description down below. My trading page for my Instagram is Trade Like Nour, where you'll find the earnings there. You'll find the schedule. It'll be clear pictures you can screenshot and be ready for the week there. And you get a few different analysis throughout the week about different stocks that I like and all that good stuff. So what we're going to start with is, for the schedule part, just go to my Trade Like Nour Instagram. That'll be there. And then for earnings, a few stocks that we're reporting this week are Zoom, Neo, Fubo, Target, a lot of stocks that you guys like to trade. Smile, Costco. What else is going on this week? Let's see. Oh, Dollar Tree, that moves a lot. Box. So a lot of crazy earnings this week, and we're coming off a tough week. So if you've been watching the market, it's been pretty tough this past week as far as like how weak the market has been. So first thing we're going to talk about is last week we went over we went into the Sunday stock watch list February 21st. A few things we talked about. We talked about Baidu 350. I don't think that ever happened. Let's take a look. Let's go to the 10-day. What was the date? February 21st. Yeah, actually we did. So we broke 350, went to 354. It was a nice little scalp. I talked about the weakness in Amazon and Tesla. As you can see, from February 21st all the way down here, we fell about, 300 points here. So weakness on Amazon, we talked about that. That was a banger. Tesla, same thing. Look at this. From the 22nd, that Sunday, went from 763 all the way down to 619. That's over $100. Roku, I talked about the consolidation. I believe we're still consolidating. I don't really like Roku, but oh no, we didn't. Roku consolidation right here. I was talking about it. I believe I was talking about on the 1 hour. You guys see the consolidation we talked about last week. This ended up breaking to the downside, and as you can see from the consolidation, from 430 fell all the way down to 370. Great little play there if you took advantage of it. And I believe that was the only thing that we were talking, because we had a small watch list last week. Yep, we did. All right, cool. So all the things that we talked about last week were pretty much bangers. Two things didn't happen last week. They never happened, so they weren't losers. They just never happened. So yeah, Amazon, Tesla, Roku, all weaknesses. So let's talk about where the market is headed this week and how does it look as far as the stocks that we usually look at. So let's go to the 1 hour, or 1 year, excuse me. You can see that we have a low here. Look at the date up here. So we created a low March 23rd, 2020. That was basically the low of Corona. And then we ended up bouncing. We bounced off this line here. Let me zoom out so you got. So this is the beginning. If I end up going further to the right, you'll see we bounced off here, we bounced off here, and we're bouncing off again. So we've bounced off this line quite a few times. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 times here, bouncing on that 1 year trend from last year's during Corona levels. It was March 23rd, 2020. And every time we've hit this line, we've bounced. So yeah, we look weak in the market, but nothing tells us we'll break below. But we do need to be prepared just in case we do end up breaking below. So the first thing we're going to look at is, do we bounce this week or do we fall below? So as you can see, we bounced here, which was Thursday and Friday, and then we bounced back here, which was October 30th, and we ended up pushing. So every time we basically bounced off this line, we ended up making new highs, or new recent highs, I should say. So that's definitely something I'll be taking a look at this week. But if we end up falling below, market's not looking too hot. But for the people that like buying dips, this is where you would first, be looking at for your entry. So obviously you scale into your long term and you want to take piece by piece instead of going all in at one point. This would be one point everybody would be looking at here, or should be looking at here, around this 3,800 level on ES, which is a lot of people watch SPY. Same thing. You guys can see we have an uptrend. I can probably draw the same. I can draw the same exact line here for the uptrend on SPY. So something to look at. A lot of you guys like SPY. I use ES. That's just my preference, and that's something I was looking at. Tesla. These lines don't go away, so don't judge the support and resistances. You should never have that on your screen. Let me show you guys what I'm looking at. But yeah, these are all the support and resistances from pre Tesla levels before they split. Kind of crazy, and it won't go away. But you guys saw that we fell to 620 most recently. I'll put this on the 5-minute chart because you can see what's going on. We hit that 620 low. We ended up bouncing. And we consolidated here. You can see this line right here around this 660 levels holding up. Obviously we peaked right here. Even if I put this on the 15, you guys can see we peaked below, hit 650, and we've honestly just been holding the candles above 660 here. So the first level I'm looking at, if it doesn't happen overnight, which most of the moves are happening overnight now, as you guys may be able to see, I'm looking at the 660 level. Then I'm looking at 655, that was the market low. Then 650, below 650, I'm looking at 630. Where's 630? Right here. And then 620. If we end up breaking this 620, we have room down to 600. For me, Tesla's not looking too hot unless we end up pushing off that support line that we have created on SPY and ES. So right now, not looking too hot. I called this last week and the week before. You guys should watch that Sunday stock watch list where I said, is this the end for, I think this was last week, is this the end for Tesla? If you guys watched that video, call this move before it even happened. So yeah, these are the levels. Not looking too hot here. But yeah, these are the levels I'm looking at for Tesla. Amazon, same thing here. Amazon, if you put this on the 1 year, you'll see that we had a wedge. We kind of broke out to the top side, but we ended up quickly rejecting that in the very next day. And then we ended up pushing to the bottom of this trend, and we ended up breaking below. So for Amazon, this isn't looking too hot either as far from a technical point. You can see that I'm looking at 30.25 as the first support level, then 3,000, then 29.50 right here, this 29.50 level, and after that we're gonna have 28.90. So obviously we'll run into some issues around 2,900 on the wall there, some buyers around that level, but things aren't looking too hot unless we get a bounce on ES. So this is the most important thing when you're watching the downside. You want to know where we are as the overall market. Yeah, your specific stock might look bearish or bullish, but where is the market headed and how does it move in line with the market? So if you have a stock that never really moves with the general market, you're not worried about it. And as far as some stocks that you do trade with the market, you need to be basically observant of where the market. Are we in a consolidation? Are we going to have a choppy day? Because if the market's having a choppy day and your stock ends up moving with the market most of the time, 90% of that time, that stock that you're looking at is going to be choppy with the market. So looking at Amazon to the downside, actually everything I'm looking at this week is to the downside. Does that mean I'm bearish on the market? No. That just means all the plays that I like are to the downside. So that means if we don't end up falling, we end up bouncing, I'm gonna let the market do its thing before I, take some plays. Yes, I'll obviously take some scalps, but for the plays that I like, that are bigger moves, are more to the downside. So the first thing I'm looking at on Baidu is the 270 level. So as you guys can see, we had a consolidation right here. We ended up breaking all the way to 350. If I put this on the 4-hour, I like this 270 level. The next level under, I like the 263 level, which is right here. And then under 263, we can start moving down to 250. And that 250 level is important because if we start falling under that, we could get a pretty much aggressive here. Why do I like Baidu? Because Baidu, when it pushes, as you guys can see how aggressive it is, it can also fall aggressively. So look at these red candles. We have pretty big moves to the downside as well as the upside. So when Baidu picks its side to push or to break to the downside, upside, doesn't matter. It ends up pushing pretty aggressively. Look at these candles. 198 to 218. Look at these big red candles, you know, red candles, big green candles. These are aggressive moves that I like to see in the stock, and it's fun to watch with options. Next thing I'm looking at, I don't usually trade it because the spread on the options suck and I hate them, is Shop. So Shop, if I put this on the 1 hour, I'll put this right here. This 1200 level I'm looking at. Oh, let's see. So, the first thing I'm looking at Shop is the 1205 level. If we break that, I have room down to 1200, and if we break that, I have room down to 1150. So I'm looking at Shop, especially if I can catch a big move that'll be worth it for me in the end, because the spread sucks. Then I'm okay with playing it. If the move isn't big enough, it's just not worth it. This type of move that I'm looking at on Shop, to me, is worth it, especially with a weak market down to 1150, and the spread sucks. It'll make it worth it if we get that type of move. So I'm only looking at a few stocks. I'm keeping the watch list small. So when the market's a little, you know, weird, I like to sit back and watch. But these are the only moves that I currently like: Tesla, Amazon, Baidu, and Shop. All to the downside. That doesn't mean I'm bearish or anything like that. And then ES, I talked about how the market is performing and where we are on this trend, especially SPY. A lot of you guys follow SPY. Excuse me, it's very important to watch. So if you guys enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe, comment down below any other videos you would like to see, and any more information about me will be in the description down below. I'll see you guys. Peace.